Welcome to Fakin' It. I'm Cookie, and due to contract obligations, I'll be your host tonight. Couple quick words before we jump into the game. And yes, it's skippable if you're one of those people. During each round of play, each of you is going to be sent a task to your device. Like, raise your hand if you've ever farted. But one of you will get nothing, and that person is the faker. Everyone wants to figure out who the faker is, and the faker just wants to blend in. When you hear the go sound, you either raise your hand or not, depending on whether you've ever farted before, which you have. And the faker just has to fake it. After that, everyone votes on their device who they think the faker is. If everyone picks the correct person, the faker is caught. But here's the most important part. Fakers, if you're caught in a lie, if you raise your hand when you really should have kept it down, lie, cheat, deny, come up with whatever story you have to throw other players off the scent. Be the faker. Some of the tasks will involve raising your hand, or pointing, or maybe making a weird face. But there will always be a faker, and you'll have 3 chances to catch him. Oh, one more quick suggestion before we get going. It's important to be able to see each other, so if possible, consider sitting in a semicircle or like small lines facing each other. Whatever works best while still feeling comfortable. Let's start with Hands of Truth. It's an easy one, just like we saw a minute ago. Everyone's going to get a task that involves raising your hand. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. The task was, raise your hand if you showered today. Vote for the faker now. You can change your vote if you change your mind, by the way. The faker can only be caught if the vote is unanimous, so do your best to come to a group consensus. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending your second Hands of Truth task to your devices now. This was the task. Raise your hand if you own a pair of Crocs. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. That faker is still on the loose. One last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third Hands of Truth task now. And the task, raise your hand if you've ever worn a cheerleading outfit. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. You know how you should all rally together in the final moments to work together and find the faker? You didn't do that. Alright, what category do we want to do next? Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be subjected to. It's going to be number pressure. Everyone's going to get a task that involves holding up a number of fingers, probably from 1 to 10. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, hold up as many fingers as times you've pooped in the woods. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. Don't be afraid to talk or argue. It'll make you stronger. Everyone suspects. Ah, yes, you caught the faker. Okay, time to pick the next category. Use your device to pick which type of tasks you'll all do together. Got a point. Everyone's going to get a task that involves pointing at another player in the game. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, point at the person you think is the happiest in general. Alright, vote for who you think the faker is. Voting together is encouraged, but don't forget, you get points for voting for the faker no matter what. You didn't find the faker, and you didn't really learn anything definitive. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second You Got a Point task to your devices now. This was the task. Point at the person who would struggle the most if they had to be a vegan. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. You couldn't agree, you couldn't find the faker. Last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third You Got a Point task now. And the task, point at someone wearing something on their wrist. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. And everyone voted for. Group Mind steered you in the wrong direction. And what will our next task category be? Use your device to choose which type of tasks you'll all be subjected to. Number pressure. Everyone's going to get a task that involves holding up a number of fingers, probably from 1 to 10. Okay, sending the task to your devices now. And the task was, hold up as many fingers as cavities you've gotten as an adult. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. You couldn't quite figure out who the faker was. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Sending out your second number pressure task to your devices now. The task was, hold up as many fingers as pairs of shoes you own. Vote for the faker now. Everybody voted for collectively, you all made the wrong choice. This is your last chance to catch the faker. Sending out your third number pressure task now. And the task, hold up as many fingers as presidential elections you've lived through. Vote for who you think is probably the faker. Everyone voted for the faker has been found. Better late than never. Okay, it's time for the last round. Text you up. I've sent 3 questions to each of your devices. Type in your answers for all 3 and then hit send. Now the faker has 3 questions to answer too. They just have slightly different questions than everyone else. So good luck, faker. You're almost out of time to get your answers in. Let's see everyone's answers to the first text task. Something that should never be done naked. Vote for who you suspect is the faker. Not enough teamwork to find the faker. You get 2 more chances to catch that faker. Let's see your next set of answers. If you had your own TV show, the network it would most likely be on. Vote for who you think seems like the faker. You didn't find the faker, and you didn't really learn anything definitive. One last chance to catch the faker. Let's take a look at the last set of text answers. The weirdest food you've ever eaten. All right, vote for who you think the faker is. Wow, even on the last task, you couldn't vote together to find the faker. Yeah, it's almost like you gave up.